Hello everyone, welcome back, Not Ever here, and today we are continuing our adventure in War in the East, playing as the Germans, playing as the Axis, rather, not just the Germans, the whole axis of action. We are continuing our war against Russia, and today it looks like we have managed to get some success here. If we take a look here at the North, Army Group North, sorry, you can see that we did a pretty good job, a decent job, not a pretty good job, of getting rid of the pocket over here. There was a couple more units there last turn. We're down to only a headquarters. This unit has routed, and this is the last force over here that we have to really deal with, this one infantry division. So hopefully we should have this pocket over here really fixed up real soon. We should be done with that, and we can move these guys out this way hopefully next turn. But if you look over here, the real magic up in the north is that we've managed to get across the river in not one but two spots. We have the I believe that's the oh goodness, the Grob Deutschland. No, it doesn't sound right. One of the SS divisions, anyways, it is the Totenkopf. One of the SS divisions, the Totenkopf SS division, has gotten across the river as well. We've also gotten a Panzer division up here in the north, just north of that division that's gotten across the river. We had some pretty heavy attacks on the city of Pskov last turn. There was a unit here and a unit here, and we had quite the battle trying to get them out of the city. Ultimately, thanks to this division here, we were able to evict this force from Pskov, but even though we forced them back here into this little hex just behind the city, we were not able to get into the city. We don't have enough movement points, and it looks like now they have retreated into the city itself, so they're defending it still. But the good news, of course, is that we're across the river, and being across the river is the most important thing right now. You can see here, if you remember last time, if you watched the last game, what happened was they had a nice, strong defensive line all along this river, and we had a lot of trouble getting across it. And we only tried a couple turns, but still, it was difficult to get across. So it's so much easier this time around. You can see that they don't even have really a good blocking force in place along here. They're kind of all jumbled up. They have some forces up here and some down here, but there's enough room for us to get right across the river and make an exploit right there. So I think we're at a good spot in the north. Everything worked out pretty well. We're moving our forces from the 18th Army and from the 6th Army. I'll let it be the 6th Army. Yeah, the 16th Army and the 18th Army. Whatever. We're moving our armies closer and closer towards the front line so that next turn, hopefully, we'll be at parity with them along here. And then we can start the push towards Veliki Luki. And of course, we'll bring the 18th Army up and around this way. I think our panzers should be able to take Pskov by themselves, so we'll let them do that this turn. And if they don't manage to take it, then we might reroute some forces up here to help with the attack next turn. Also, we need to bring the 18th Army from this corps over here. We'll bring them and we'll send them all the way up towards to Linen in the coming turns, so they can go and secure the port, or not the port, sorry, the jut of land there that's just on the opposite side of Finland. So that's the north. I'm pretty happy with how that went. If you look here in the no, that's it. If you look here in the center, you can see that we have also managed to take Vitebsk, but even more importantly, we are still across the river over here. We sent a motorized division on the last turn to get across the river, and he took his time, or not took his time, sorry, he held the line here with his friend. And even though there were no attacks against us, we were able to hold that position. We didn't have enough movement to attack, so I just wanted to hold on to what we had. I didn't want to get greedy. And elsewhere, we secured our flanks a little bit with some more panzers. And now we've taken Mogilev as well. We are in a good position here. I think we should be able to funnel across the river, hopefully this turn. We have to bring our armies all the way back. Or sorry, our armies are down here. We have to bring them up into the action as quickly as possible too. Might put some of them in motorized mode, which is basically like giving them trucks and stuff so they can rush all the way to the front lines. If you take a look up here, actually, that's how many admin points we have. I think it's like 50-ish admin points to motorize the division temporarily. So we could probably motorize 3 divisions or so and get them to the front lines. We might, it's not enough, but I mean, 3 divisions is enough for a corps. So if we can get like 1 corps into the action up here and take out these 3 panzers and send them over this way, that could be enough. That could be a good start. And again, up here we took Vitebsk. There was a little bit of a combat issue. We took a couple attacks. They held onto the city pretty tightly, but we ultimately managed to take it away from them. It wasn't too bad for us it wasn't too bad to take, but they did inflict some casualties. I think we beat them in casualties. In fact, if we take a look right now, the Russians have really pulled ahead in terms of their losses. Just in ground losses, they're up to almost over 700,000, getting close to 750,000 men lost, almost 10,000 guns lost, and over 5,000 AFVs lost. So we've done quite a bit of damage. But what I really like is that we've, you take a look at men, it's gone from, I think last turn it was about 20,000-ish, and now it is up to 35,000, whereas we only went from like 19,000, I think, or 17,000 maybe, but not very much. We only took like 3,000 or 4,000 losses, which is really good for a week of combat. It was a very slow week, but I'm happy that we managed to inflict as many losses as we did on them without taking as many losses for ourselves. Air losses are also heavily in our favor still. We've kind of toned down the amount of damage we're doing to the airfields. Not only is it hard to catch up with the airfields, for example, I'll show you here. Actually, this is not a really good example because there's an airfield right here I just noticed. But our airfields are not in bad position. This turn, we might be able to get a couple airfield strikes if there's anything left to destroy for the Russians. But for the most part, I've sent my planes into doing reconnaissance and also on working to take out ground fortifications to help move the panzers and the motorized infantry ahead of the line and not have to deal with so many fortifications when they're trying to attack. So that's the main goal here for us right now, is trying to just try to break through as much as possible. That's the Armor Group Center, basically. It looks like we have down here, we're still moving up these guys, the 9th Army, the Greens, the 9th Army, and the 6th Army, the Blues. Hopefully we'll put the Blues down here south of Mogilev, and the 9th Army we'll try and put up here in this gap. We'll kind of also fortify this line here, but mostly around Vitebsk and the line up there in that gap, so that we can hopefully use them to punch a hole for the panzers up here. As you can see here, it looks like the Russians have kind of formed a line. So it's not a very strong line right now, but I imagine over the coming turns, some of these guys will filter in there and make it a little bit stronger. And hopefully by putting our infantry there, we can, damage the opening line of troops and then let our panzers funnel right through and get out into the open plains, or even better, let them come around like this and kind of help to take Smolensk here from the rear. That would be really nice for us. Elsewhere in the south, things are going more or less as they always have been, going very slowly down here. This is the most troubled front of all the things we've done so far. The north is going very swimmingly. The center is going pretty well as well. But down here in the south, we've only just managed to take Lvov this turn, or last turn. Sorry. As you can see here, we really consolidated that pocket. There's only a couple troops left down here near Stanislav and out here near the Hungarian border. But we have two armies right now, two armies that are contained in this area. They're dealing with these forces. I'm going to start to, on this turn, send them this way towards the line. As you can see here, the Soviets have made a nice, strong line near the this river here and kind of down that way around Vinnytsia. But yeah, it's kind of a mess right now. We did manage to kind of push back a little bit here, and we got a little bit further down here. As you can see, we took Vinnytsia. Vinnytsia actually was not troublesome to take, but we took more casualties than we should have trying to take it. It took 2 divisions, I believe. We had the motorized infantry over here also involved in it, and it was not a pretty sight, but we did manage to push them out. And now, even though it looks like they're kind of stacked up against us here along this line here, we're still in a pretty good spot. I don't think they are in a position to counterattack right now. So as long as we can maybe even out the line a little bit here, push a little bit more towards Zotomir, kind of threaten that, maybe we'll be okay. And then once, of course, we're able to bring up our armies over this way, like we were talking about a second ago, and kind of put them into position here along the line of the Russian troops, then we'll be able to mass our panzers in one spot and go for the Schwerpunkt, as they say, that point of maximum impact where we can try and drive through, which will probably be towards Kiev. Probably I want to do it along this open plain here somewhere, because it just makes the most sense. But hopefully, or not hopefully, but probably they'll put the most amount of troops along here to prevent me from doing that, because as you can see here, there's a lot of rivers up this way and this way, down here this way and stuff. So being able to like jump my way through that way would be really helpful. But we'll see how it goes. Of course, we'll put the panzers wherever makes the most sense at the time. And the last thing I wanted to show you guys here is we look all the way down here. We can see that we've made a little bit of an advance into the Soviet territory, but there's a nice line here along the Odessa kind of, along the Dnepr here, the river mostly, but then back towards Odessa, in line with Odessa, I guess is what I'm trying to say. We managed to take Kishinev down here, and we pushed some guys back. We pushed some troops across from this river here, But for the most part, they're going to be pretty solid over here. The Hungarians or the Romanians are not very strong units, as you can see here. Like if you take a look at these abilities or these attacks, they only have a 2 out of 16 movement, so they're not the best. You know, you can tell the difference immediately from our troops, which are not only grayer, but they have a lot more attack power than the troops have. Than the Romanian troops have. So the Romanians are going to be kind of useless for us, but if we can even just kind of get a solid line facing this way, and then maybe take a few turns, it's going to take us at least a few turns to get there anyways, and then a few turns after that, maybe we can get some panzers into position down here, and not only take Odessa, but maybe trying to open up a flank around here and try and break out. Again, there's a lot of like clear terrain down here, so it's really good for moving really fast. The only downside is all these rivers. As you can see here, we'll have to try and avoid those, but we don't have to worry about that right now. That's for the future. For right now, I'm happy with how things are going. Hopefully in the future, things go a little bit better in the south, but otherwise, I'm pretty content with things overall. Oh, also, just might as well mention this to you. We're making small gains in the center. Sorry, not in the center, in the Pripyat marshes here, trying to get our way through. Just driving straight through to Gomel. It looks like, though, because we were able to get over the river up above in the north, it should probably be okay for us to, or not okay, it should probably not be a big deal for us to not have to worry about taking Gomel. We'll probably be across the river up here in force, and we'll probably drive them back toward a line, probably over this way. So we'll probably be able to take Gomel without any real effort. So really, it was a waste, is what I'm trying to say, to put these panzers in here. They would have been better served up here, being able to take positions along the line up here. But what are you going to do? Live and learn. If I play this game again in the future, I mean, in this scenario, I will avoid that. But that's pretty much it, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and hope you guys are enjoying the series. And that's it. Yeah. Hopefully be back with an episode. I don't know if this is going to be the last episode I make today. I might make one more. I haven't decided yet. I have to do a couple things first. But hey, at least I'm caught up now again with the episodes. So until next time, guys, hope you have a great night or a great day or whatever time it is, and I will see you all later.